talking autobiography slash biography, book access, retailers, libraries, number of copies. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm filming this Tuesday, 11 June 2024. I've talked about writing an autobiography, so a book about me, written by me, and biographies. And so I was like, well, I've talked a little bit about book design. So that what's something else that's essential with publishing a book? Book access. So I'm going to go through 3 concepts in the realm of book access: retailers, libraries, number of copies. I have 2 bonus categories for this particular realm: price tag, and then a field trip to local bookstores and libraries with each person I write / publish a book about. Okay. So if I am your biographer, as in I'm writing a book about you, at least one book about you, and it's been communicated on this channel, it's a super full set of biographies / autobiographies. I've also brought up, who's not on those lists that I've brought up, Elon Leonhardi and Josh Kerr, my boyfriend Josh Kerr. So, and Ilya Karun. And then writing at the same time as, am I writing at the same time as Jacob Ingebrigtsen, Dominique Szoboszlai? Am I helping? I think that's kind of how that started with Josh Kerr. Adam Peaty, throw Adam Peaty in there as well. My Adam Peaty. These are like my, not the namespace or certain people's. These are my version of that. Can I remember all of that for my befriending friends playlist? Gotta come back and watch this. Make sure I get it right. All right. Before publishing. Okay, here we go. So category one, concept 1, retailers. So I'm going to do local focus, avoid chains. This is, okay, these are, right, this is a plan, right? This is, think more local theater than national chain megaplex. So essentially, I did not actually shop at chain bookstores growing up. We got, our books from local bookstores and thrift stores and like school. I guess there was this, we had like the Scholastic catalogs that we got to go through, Scholastic books, but in garage sales and stuff like that. But like we didn't do Barnes and Nobles and big chains like that. And so there's a local focus, but also in-person focus. So like you're not going to see us on the Amazon bestsellers list. We're not doing online, we're doing physical in person, because the product and format I've brought up, no electronic format, right? This is about the physical. And I will say though, then if my biographies, people who the books are about, are thinking through this, that does not, so let's say I sell through a local bookstore and the local bookstore has a website. They might still have an author profile for me, and be a bestseller on that website, though it's just not available through the website. I've encountered quite a few books, but not like necessarily the majority. It's a solid minority of a book will be sold out of place, but not necessarily available online. Okay, so think of something like that. So if they do have a website, it can still be there, and the author can still have a profile, and the subject can have books in that category, but it's not available via the local bookstore website. All right, and so then for the online retailers and the chains and stuff, there wouldn't be a profile. Right? The book's not sold there. So, there we go. Okay, libraries. This includes prisons. So read the memoir, Running Man, a memoir by Charlie Engle. They had a library in the prison. So while some of the books are to be sold like to a consumer, there's more than one way a book gets consumed, so actually including libraries in that. I started volunteering at Richmond Beach Library back when I was approximately 13 years of age, and I've even when I was at the university level, I actually volunteered on task force is related to libraries, so and their usage and stuff like that. So libraries do hold, per my volunteer and kind of leadership positions, it is some libraries are important to me, and something I truly utilize, not for pushing my own product, but I enjoy the library. So for me, this matters. Yeah. So there's that topic. So it's essentially, it's making it a I would say in a lot of what I'm doing, I am actually thinking it through based on my local libraries. So, like including things like design and yeah, a lot of, yeah, like how it's shelved, that kind of stuff. Number of copies. Why 10,000 copies per month maximum printing batches up front? So, okay, 10,000 copies. I initially said just 10,000 copies total. Let's say it's a seller. Okay, to 10,000 copies per month maximum printing batches, because what was it, 285,000 books in less than a year, in approximately a year, in the first year of release. That aligns with a like newspaper bestsellers list, was the Los Angeles Times. So I'm like, all right, we don't want to make that list, and it covers the first year, so we're going to print low enough that we don't get onto the list we don't want to be on, especially up front. And then hold this for 14 months, so the subject of the book and I have time to adjust our lives accordingly as number of copies sold grows. Yes, if a book is being published about one's life, one can, I would guess, if they're paying attention to their own life, one's life should change. And if one's the author, one's life might change as well, right? Or it not should change, but I would guess that things change. Whether or not the person the book is written about or who wrote the book are with it enough to notice that is a different issue, right? Some people just kind of zone out physical reality. But me and the people I've committed to write books for, we're tuned in individuals. So making sure we have time to adjust our lives accordingly as more books are released and there's more in-person feedback, right? Not overwhelming any of us up front, right? Treating each of us as individuals, because we are each unique, and working out the intricacies. If we need to halt selling for like a month or two because something goes really wrong, or there's been some really like heinous situation happen, well then let's just pause selling for a month or two and then resume once we've worked through that issue in real life, right? So keeping us safe and secure. If there is and then we keep 10,000 copies per month if applicable, right? For 14 months. So, and then after 14 months, be like, if there's demand for more than print, we can increase it from 10,000 copies per month. So that'd be 140,000 copies for 14 months if they also sold, kind of thing. So this is being an optimistic approach, right? If there is additional demand, then allow for more copies to be printed per batch, right, after the 14-month holding period, so to speak, depending on how it goes. I have no idea. So that's taking that sounds like a lot. Right? So and we're gonna treat me and the subjects of the book as people. Okay. Bonus price tag. Numbers color scheme. So I've came up with the numbers color scheme a while ago, and then I put out a poem on it on this channel back in like 2020. And my alma mater, school colors, University of Hawaii at Manoa, and interestingly enough, the Shoreline Community College colors are green, black, and white, or green, white, and black, or green and white. I think Shoreline Community College is green and white, and then green, white, and black. Did they add black? And then University of Hawaii at Manoa is green, black, and white, green, white, and black. Anyway, so green per my color scheme is 2. Black is 9 and white is 1. So I was thinking for the price point of my books, if it is enough to make some money after construction and other related expenses, the price point for each of the books, no matter how long or who it's about, is $12.99, because I like the colors per my numbers color scheme, and I like the feel of that number, $12.99. Okay. Anyway, last bonus, and then we're done. For this video, right? Okay. Bonus field trip to local bookstores and libraries with each person I write/publish the book about. So this is something, right? Take them to where I go for books. Like take them to a few of the local thrift stores. Take them to some of the then above a thrift store, but like a thrift store for books, half price books. Then take them to my hub as a child, the local big, like fancy, everything's new kind of bookstore, but not necessarily, because they do sell used books too, but like third place books, right? They're very different book shopping experiences. So kind of be like thrift store, then thrift store, bookstore, and then kind of top tier, right? but also that's where I bought books, where I do buy books, right? So they get to know me, right? Turning the currently, if I have virtual interactions, like they're watching this and we interact this way, right? Constructing some of our physical interactions on them getting to know me as well. And then we could potentially do it depending on how things are going, right? Like if we have the resources and the time and that kind of stuff, we'll make time for it, make the resources for it. Do it where they live or where they grew up, and that kind of stuff. If we're releasing in pockets, right, do we choose like one for me, this writer, and one for the subject of the book? But then if I'm the autobiography, then me, but do I branch out? I don't, so yes, no, just, but still go. Each time a book is released, go. So nobody gets excluded. Everybody is included. Yeah. And then this may be something to get started on when moving in / after moving in with my boyfriend, Josh Kerr. Start with him. So he's somebody I've named as potentially me writing a biography about, and him potentially writing a biography about me, right? Maybe on one of our loads we just drive past or go and pick a movie up or something or book up or something from Richmond Beach Library. And so we start that way. It might not be a formal walkthrough, but it is an informal walkthrough, right? Starting on something. So that could be at the time of moving or after we're moved. Yeah. So in conclusion, does this come to be? Those are plans. Plans can change, but there's thought been put into this. For me, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she and hers of Seattle.